Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was ranked as the 33rd best overall player in the 2017 college basketball recruiting class, so where are the 32 players ranked higher than him now? Well, to start, just in front of him at number 32 is Paul Scruggs, coming at Indianapolis, Indiana, who committed to play for Xavier. And in his 5 years of college basketball there, he was never amazing, but was a pretty solid player, but never made to the NBA and is currently playing in the Polish Basketball League. And coming in at 31 is Jalik Felton, coming in at Mullings, South Carolina, who committed to play for North Carolina. And in his 1 year with the Tar Heels, he didn't do much of anything, averaging just 2.9 points a game, so he obviously went undrafted in 2018. After that, he bounced around many different leagues overseas and is currently playing in Mexico. And at number 30 is MJ Walker, coming into Lithia Springs, Georgia, who committed to play for Florida State. And in his 4 years at Florida State, he improved every single season, becoming a second-team All-ACC selection, but still went undrafted in 2021, signing with the Knicks. After that, he played 2 games in the NBA with the Phoenix Suns and is now currently playing in the New Zealand Basketball League. And coming in at number 29 is Nick Weatherspoon, coming into Camden, Mississippi, who committed to play for Mississippi State. And in his 3 years of college basketball with the Bulldogs, he was good but never great. He is now currently a business development manager. And at number 28 is Jonte Porter, coming out of Seattle, Washington, who committed to play for Missouri. And in his 1 year with the Tigers, he was good, averaging 9.9 points a game and he was named the SEC Sixth Man of the Year. Despite this, though, he went undrafted in 2019, signing with the Grizzlies, where he got to play a little bit in the NBA before recently being suspended from the league for good. And coming in at number 27 is Malik Williams, coming out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, who committed to play for Louisville. And he would go on to play 5 years of college basketball at Louisville, where he was never amazing but was a good role player, going undrafted in 2022 and playing in the Polish Basketball League. After that, he got to play 1 year in the NBA but is now currently playing for the Sioux Falls Skyforce. And at number 26 is Quad Green, coming out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who committed to play for Kentucky. And in his 2 years of college basketball with the Wildcats, he was good before transferring to Washington for 2 seasons where he was great but went undrafted in 2021. After that, he bounced around many different teams and is now currently playing in the Venezuelan League. And cracking into the top 25 is Jalen Hans, coming out of Chula Vista, California, who committed to play for UCLA. And in his 2 years of college basketball with the Bruins, he was a pretty good player but would only be selected in the second round of the 2019 NBA draft by the Clippers, never playing a minute in the NBA. Now he is currently playing professional basketball in Italy. And coming in at number 24 is Trae Young, coming in at Norman, Oklahoma, who committed to play for the Oklahoma Sooners. And he was flat out dominant in his 1 year at Oklahoma, averaging 27.4 points and 8.7 assists per game, as he was named a consensus first-team All-American and the Big 12 Freshman of the Year, and this allowed him to be selected 5th overall in the 2018 NBA draft by the Atlanta Hawks. And so far, he's in his 7th season in the NBA with the Hawks, where he's been truly amazing, making 4 All-Star appearances. And at number 23 is Silvio De Sousa, coming out of Montfort, Florida, who committed to play for Kansas. And he didn't do much in his 2 years at Kansas, transferring to Chattanooga, where he was solid but went undrafted and is now currently playing in France. And coming in at number 22 is Emmanuel Acott, coming in at Mount Pleasant, Utah, who committed to play for Arizona. And he was a bust in his 2 years at Arizona, transferring to Boise State, where he was solid for 2 years. After that, he played 1 more year of college basketball at Western Kentucky, where he was decent but went undrafted in 2023 and is now currently playing in the Polish Basketball League. And at number 21 is Chris Wilkes, coming in at Indianapolis, Indiana, who committed to play for UCLA. And he was an extremely good scorer in his 2 years at UCLA, being named a second-team All-Pac-12 selection. After this, though, he went undrafted in 2019 and has bounced around the G League. And cracking into the top 20 is Billy Preston, coming in at Mouth of Wilson, Virginia, who committed to play for Kansas. And he got in a car accident, never playing a single minute at Kansas, and then went undrafted in the NBA, also never playing a single minute. And after that, he bounced around many different leagues and is currently playing in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. And coming in at number 19 is Gary Trent Jr., coming in at Napa, California, who committed to play for Duke. And he was great in his 1 year at Duke, averaging 14.5 points a game, and was going to be selected in the second round of the 2018 NBA draft. And since then, he's never been amazing, but has been a great role player in the league. And at number 18 is Brian Bowden, coming in at LaPorte, Indiana, who committed to play for Louisville. And he never got to play at all at Louisville, as he'd be suspended from the team and went undrafted in 2019. After that, he signed with the Pacers, where he actually did get to play 2 seasons in the NBA and is now currently playing for the Stockton Kings. And coming in at number 17 is Nick Richards, coming in at Manhasset, New York, who committed to play for Kentucky. And he didn't do much until his 3rd year at Kentucky, where he averaged 14 points a game, as he's named a first-team All-SEC selection. And this allowed him to be selected in the second round of the 2020 NBA draft by the Pelicans, and since then he's bounced around the league, currently playing for the Suns. And at number 16 is Lonnie Walker, coming out of Reading, Pennsylvania, who committed to play for Miami. He was good in his 1 year with the Hurricanes, averaging 11.5 points a game, and was going to be selected 18th overall in the 2018 NBA draft by San Antonio. And since then, he's never been great, but has been a good player in the league and is now currently playing for the 76ers. And cracking into the top 15 is PJ Washington, coming out of Dallas, Texas, who committed to play for Kentucky. And he was a great college basketball player in his 2 years at Kentucky, being named a first-team All-SEC selection and a third-team All-American. And this allowed him to be selected 12th overall in the 2019 NBA draft by Charlotte, and so far in his first 6 seasons in the NBA, he's been very good. And coming in at number 14 is Brandon McCoy, coming in of San Diego, California, who committed to play for UNLV. And he was great in his 1 year at UNLV, averaging 16.9 points and 10.3 rebounds per game, but would go undrafted in the NBA, never playing a single minute, and is now currently playing in the Indonesian Basketball League. And at number 13 is Troy Brown, coming out of Las Vegas, Nevada, who committed to play for Oregon. And he was good in his 1 year at Oregon, averaging 11.3 points a game, and would go on to be selected 15th overall in the 2018 NBA draft. And after that, he was extremely underwhelming coming in the NBA and is now currently playing overseas in Puerto Rico. And coming in at number 12 is Jared Vanderbilt, coming in at Bel Air, Texas, who committed to play for Kentucky. And in his 1 year at Kentucky, he didn't do much of anything, averaging just 5.9 points a game, but would still go on to be selected in the second round of the 2018 NBA draft. And he actually has begun to carve out a role in the NBA, but has never been amazing, currently playing for the Lakers. And at number 11 is Kevin Knox, coming out of Tampa, Florida, who committed to play for Kentucky. And he was great in his 1 year at Kentucky, averaging 15.6 points a game as he was named the SEC Freshman of the Year and would go on to be selected 9th overall in the 2018 NBA draft by the Knicks. And he had a great rookie season, but outside of that, he's been a complete bust in the NBA. And cracking into the top 10 is Hamidou Diallo, coming out of Queens Village, New York, who committed to play for Kentucky. And he was good in his 1 year with the Wildcats, averaging 10 points a game and would go on to be selected in the second round of the 2018 NBA draft. And after that, he was a solid but never amazing player in the NBA, currently playing in the Chinese Basketball Association. And coming in at number 9 is Mitchell Robinson, coming out of Chalamet, Louisiana, who committed to play for Western Kentucky. After that, though, he never played at all for Western Kentucky, but would still be selected in the second round of the 2018 NBA draft by the Knicks, where he's been a solid center for them. Coming in at number 7 is Trevin Duval, coming in at Bradenton, Florida, who committed to play for Duke. He was a pretty solid player in his 1 year at Duke, averaging 10.3 points a game, but would go undrafted in 2018. And after that, he only ever played one season in the NBA with the Milwaukee Bucks and is now currently playing in the Azerbaijan Basketball League. And at number 6 is Colin Sexton, coming out of Mableton, Georgia, who committed to play for Alabama. And in his 1 year with the Crimson Tide, he was flat out dominant, averaging 19.2 points a game as he was named the SEC Freshman of the Year. And this allowed him to be selected 8th overall in the 2018 NBA draft by the Cavaliers, where he was good there for the first 4 seasons and is now currently playing for the Utah Jazz. And cracking into the top 5 is Wendell Carter, coming out of Atlanta, Georgia, who committed to play for Duke. And he was amazing in his 1 year there, averaging 13.5 points and 9.1 rebounds per game as he was selected 7th overall in the 2018 NBA draft by Chicago. And since then, he's never been amazing, but has been a good player in the NBA. And coming in at number 4 is Mohamed Mamba, coming in at New York, New York, who committed to play for Texas. And he was great in his 1 year at Texas, averaging a double-double as he was a second-team All-Big 12 selection and would go on to be selected 6th overall in the 2018 NBA draft by Orlando. And after that, he was a complete and total bust in the NBA, currently playing for the Pelicans. And cracking into the top 3 is DeAndre Ayton, coming out of Phoenix, Arizona, who committed to play for Arizona. And he was dominant in his 1 year with the Wildcats, averaging 20.1 points and 11.6 rebounds per game as he won the Karl Malone Award and was the Pac-12 Player of the Year. And this allowed him to be selected 1st overall in the 2018 NBA draft by Phoenix, where he looked solid early on, but has overall now become a bust in the NBA. And coming in at number 2 is Michael Porter, coming out of Seattle, Washington, who committed to play for Missouri. And he only ever played 3 college basketball games in Missouri, but would still be selected 14th overall in the 2018 NBA draft by Denver. And he's now in his 6th season in the NBA with the Nuggets, where he's become a very good player for them. And at number 1 is Marvin Bagley, coming out of Tempe, Arizona, who committed to play for Duke. And he was amazing in his 1 year at Duke, averaging 21 points and 11.1 rebounds per game, as he was named the ACC Player of the Year and a consensus first-team All-American, and would go on to be selected 2nd overall in the 2018 NBA draft by the Kings. And he's been solid with the Kings, but has constantly been regressing and is now starting to look like a bust.